Hey everybody, I'm Palidore, and I'm still trying to get in this match. But welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining me here today for our second match of the night. We actually have a third one starting pretty soon. Pretty soon. As everyone swarms me now inside the game. Oh yeah, so we have a Wireless Jackson. There is no team going to be over on Channel 1 starting in about 11 minutes over here on Channel 2. Therefore, we have Misfits and Underrated Rookies. So a couple choices for you today. If you're joining me on this one, you got me. That is to say, your friendly neighborhood Palidore, or at least occasionally friendly. Sometimes a little grumpy depending if I got enough sleep last night. But today, I'm good. I'm hyped because a lot of important games this week in the context of rookie finals, in terms of the context of season finals and the kind of championship runs for the teams in the Master Division, wherever you are. We're just glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. And these teams, probably glad that I'm also here now, finally, back in the game. So let me go send the final pings, letting them know that they can start. All set and finished. And look, I even did it while talking at the same time, and I did it successfully. You should be proud of me, chat. I'm proud of me. I'm also happy you guys joined me here today, which is to say, I see Lil Red Wolf stopping by. Got Landon in there, as well as Young Sushi. Could do with some sushi right now. That sounds pretty good. Not actually a huge sushi guy, but you know, every now and then. Swag War again stopping by, as well as Tom Wellings. Hope you're doing well, Ings. Ender Chicken. Hopefully these teams can quicken up on the start of the round. Lulz are the best. You're the best. And JDJ, FDJ, DJ64F4, Alt F4. Welcome to the stream. Bird Friend, how are you, my friend? Cyanide, don't give me none of that, but glad to see you just the same. Baba Booey. That was me sipping some Dr. Pepper. Got some pep in my step. And JD saying, please just call me Jamie. You got a funny way of spelling it, Jamie. But I'll do that for you. Although I gotta say, 64 sounds has a nice ring to it, if nothing else. But regardless, we're gonna start here soon. So for this matchup between Misfits and Underrated Rookies, a important match, at least for Underrated. For both teams, of course, wanting to win here. Misfits falling into the 1140 rounded MMR, Silver Division. So a little bit outside, and not impossible, but will be difficult for them to presumably make rookie finals, top 16 and such. Underrated Rookies, they are in the race, being the 1170 MMR. It's not a guarantee either, but they're in it, and they really need every win they can get, including this one, and the next one, and even the next one if they happen to have a challenge match this week. So, yeah, contextually, still very important matches as we see these teams. They'll attempt to get their fourth, it looks like. I thought they had four. Maybe one just crashed. Who knows? Who knows? Tom Welling saying, Dr. Pepper, best drink. I like you. I like you a lot. Instant fan of the pep and of Tom Wellings. And making sure I have my... Yep, I'm good. All right, anyway. Let's see Mixed Gaming in there. Mixing it up a little bit in the Twitch chat. See Puffy. Do you like some coffee? See Sprite Remix there. Cyanide. What? I've never tried Sprite Remix. Now, Sprite is kind of my secondary drink. If I'm not drinking Dr. Pepper, usually it's Sprite. Sprite at night. Because caffeine and all that, or the lack thereof in Sprite. But otherwise, it's Pep all day. That said, when I say at night, I mean more so after midnight, since I'm typically up until, I don't know, 6 a.m. anyway. So, yeah, if you're wondering why I do all the OCE games, or at least most of them, along with PAMWow, it's because it's, if nothing else, midnight hours are my wakeful hours. Mixed gaming, never say that again. Well, fine. I won't. I shan't. Let's see, though. Reading off some of the stats here, it's a 9-9 record, as you can see, for Misfits. Rolling with the full 6 roster would be Diamond 18, you got Cade Plemons, Dark Arrow, Jack G, Widow Girl, and Death Toller 11. So sitting there in the silver division, even up on the record. Now they've won 3 of their last 5, but that is to say they have lost 2 in a row. One versus Chaos, which is a very close scoring differential. Combined score 28-30, so close match, but nonetheless a loss against Chaos and then a loss against Heatwave last week. But before that, they had won 3 in a row against Hot Dog Eating Contest, Astro, and Iron Legends. So not too long ago, they found themselves some nice success. Over for the side of Underrated Rookies, coming in off the loss against Reboot, but a win against Flatliners and Technique in recent weeks as well. So seeing if they can get another win on the board. If they do lose here, they'll be kind of well, they'll be evened up as well on the record sheet, so don't want to do that. They want to end the season strong, and like I said, for Underrated Rookies especially, since they are reasonably close in the race for making that rookie finals and getting into those top slots they need. Much like, you know, the stream from an hour ago with Meta, how they really needed that win against Midnights. Underrated Rookies could definitely use the win here. So first round is Jousted. Is that a phrasing that's appropriate? I guess. It's Jousted. And YOLO Man here with the disc sending it to the clear right through mid lane. So, yeah, apparently 3v4, I suppose. Interesting on that. I mean, was I blind, or I thought they had a full 4 players when I first joined, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Widow Girl with the disc here. And, of course, they do have up until the 15-minute mark, so that's like 5 minutes from now, in order to get their full 4 or get a league sub. So kind of interesting that it's starting like this, but either way, it is what it is. Underrated Rookies, I'm sure, aren't going to complain all too much. Now, Tammy with a disc is going to send it through the tunnel, but Grey Gazelle takes it right back. Now, lining it up, I mean, for being down a player, they're doing pretty well here in the first minute plus now to really contest. I mean, keeping these underrated rookie players brawled out fairly well, and getting back now with some light boosts. Now, the window sort of open, but now closed off, but it's still going to be a one-man defense. And Sphinx is going to take full advantage of that, getting the first couple points, but holding them off fairly well were the Misfits.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
So, Cyanide saying Sprite Remix with strawberry. Mix of strawberry, pineapple, Sprite. Sounds maybe good. I like pineapple. I like strawberries. So, sounds delicious. Now, anyway, over here to the other side, Flem Enthusiasts coming in on this Underrated Rookies team. Did play last season, but is, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure here, yeah, the one would have to be the one rostered player who has prior experience, as is allowed by the rookie finals rules of sorts. You can have only one player at most who has had prior competitive experience in Echo, be it VRML Season 1 or Preseason 1 or ESL. So that said, two Flem Enthusiasts takes the disc here. Still at the numbers advantage, but again, considering that they have one person up as a shot goes out. It's a rather lower scoring game so far. You wouldn't quite expect it, but, you know, Misfits handling business fairly admirably. 3 minutes into this first round now. Still down players. Or player. Swag asking why 3v4? No idea. No idea. In any case, will be YOLO Man with that disc, sending it over to the backboard, but just missing the grab. Sphinx looking for another play and eventually finds Flem Enthusiast there for the second score. See Tom in there also saying we're like 11th in rookie finals this week and got face some hard teams. Yeah, it's gonna be all about the clutch moments, clutch plays, everything mattering. We saw that in that Meta versus Midnight games, which was just incredibly exciting. Just what, 45 minutes or so ago, or an hour ago, something like that. Yeah, that was I mean, unbelievable game in terms of clutch moments, both offensively and defensively across multiple rounds. It was super fun to watch. And that's the beauty of the competition, especially when you wind down a season and you get these high-stakes, season-determinant situations. It really means every play means so much more than just what it is on paper, right? And hoping to see some of that here, just looking for them highlight plays, looking for the continuation of their season, maybe into rookie finals if they can. Of course, underrated rookies. You know, they were back in the initial Rookie Cup back in May. It wasn't really a VRML thing, although it was streamed by VRML, but in the Rookie Cup, as Sphinx cups that disc and sends it through. Underrated rookies were the winners of that tournament there. Of course, that was really, really early into the Quest beta for Echo VR. So, you know, a lot of things have changed since then. Rosters have changed, names have changed, metas, strategies, and skill. All of that has changed, and all for the better, I would say. So, nonetheless, though, I mean, underrated rookies would love to find themselves competing there, right up there with the rest of them once again. And now, look at that. We've got the joining here of Novus, it looks like. So, getting a fourth here for side of Misfits. I mean, they're only down by 6 points, and they still have 5 minutes to spare. It's kind of interesting, though, because, again, you have up till 15 minutes in past start time to get a fourth player. Now, of course, when we're streaming, we don't love waiting 15 minutes, but you're allowed it, of course. If, you know, some weird situations unfold and, you know, you have to be a little bit late, you get up to 15 minutes. So it's interesting because Novus would have been here on time for the start in that case. And I do believe he's definitely not a rookie, at least I'm pretty darn sure. So maybe a sub here. I have to take a look at the full roster. But either way, coming in, and they needed a fourth, and they got a fourth. That's the important thing here. Now, with 4:30 remaining, they really aren't down by all too much. They have a great chance at maybe making some strides and causing some upsets here for underrated rookies to kind of squash some of their hopes here. But that said, now 4 minutes, 15 seconds remaining, and just back and forth on the clears. Not really gaining any traction too much the last couple of minutes. Just back and forth. And trying to get a foothold are the Misfits. So they have Novus at the cross, a lot of jukes going on at the other end. Maybe too many. One thing to throw in the first couple jukes, but you start going to that for more than a couple seconds. You know, every passing second that you keep juking is an extra second that you're probably going to be stuffed at some point with a brawl or a steal. Now, Dark Arrow trying to softly pass it over to Novus. Novus crossing it over to Tammy. Tammy sending it over to Dark Arrow on the interception. And Dark Arrow trying to look for someone, but gets scared straight with that stiff arm and the stun. Now into the midfield it goes as the stacks unfold. Off that chain, it's going to be recovered by Widow Girl. Widow Girl from that left tunnel and finding a little connection trouble, so that's going to go right back to Flem Enthusiast. Looking to convert on that shot. Sphinx the rebound and couldn't find that one either, but still staying on this side of the floor, it would seem. That said, that's not good. A fifth player here now on the side of underrated rookies. That could be the fifth for Misfits, but not going to throw too much of a fit, at least not quite yet. 8 points here on the board for underrated, and whoever that fifth is needs to get out pronto. Right quick, lest you be facing the wrath of mods at some point, so... Okay, well, I'm obligated to go check this real quick, so let's see, make sure they're not spectating. Good. All right, so really no harm done. Will be a rollout now as Death Toller does come in and join the team. So right back now to Flem Enthusiast. I gotta stop and breathe. All right, so I could only assume that Death Toller is probably the main sub here. Novus, or not main sub, main roster, whereas Novus was maybe a sub. Eyeing, okay, yeah, eyeing Twitch chat, confirming it. Yeah, I was pretty positive, but that I wasn't 100% that he wasn't on the team, but I didn't think he was. So Death Toller now joining the team, and you know, not enough time probably for a comeback unless I score really quick here, but only 2 minutes and down by 8. And you got to figure Death Toller joining so late as well. It's going to be pretty tough to find any kind of a rhythm, right? Coming in without warm-ups. could definitely be a factor. And closing it off, that was almost a good cross-pass attempt, but it was pretty dangerously close to the goal. So was snagged out there by the defense, and Widow Girl trying to get it out the tunnel, but being stunned instead. So maybe a black eye there for the Black Widow, but Sphinx from that side. Now to the bow tie has 2 players there. Separating off is Phlegm Enthusiast, heading for the shoulder, which was contested fairly well. Tammy now sending it to Phlegm. Great disc control here, handling it for underrated rookies, and going for that shot. Now that one, a little bit bold, but 120 left, and still for the side of Misfits, I mean, they're down by just enough to probably make this comeback unlikely at this point. So yeah, it's just going to sail into the trap where Death Toller tries to recover, but is just stunned by Phlegm. Phlegm the deep one into the deep end, where Grey Gazelle. Any relation to J Giselle? We just saw J Giselle on the other stream there on Meta and Midnights an hour ago. I guess it's just maybe the, I don't know, the rhymer in me who likes the, J Giselle, Grey Gazelle. I feel like they should team up just for that sake alone. Either way here, it's Dark Arrow, and he was, well, all alone there on the drive, but you know what? Converted on the shot, and it can still be a very good thing for them going into round 2, if nothing else. 30 seconds left remaining in this one, though, and underrated rookies are going to take it one way or the other. We'll see what the final score is going to be, but a much-needed win, and, you know, they had that 4-on-3 advantage. Granted, they only scored, I think, 4 points, maybe 6 off of it until they got their 4th, but it's still, you know, they played on it and they still executed the way they needed to do. Getting those rebounds, getting those second chances, and finding some good scores off that as it goes right down to the floor. And this will be, with no time remaining, the conclusion of round 1, and that's going to go to underrated rookies. 8-2. All right, so as we go to the score screen, and yeah, pointing out Tom Wellings, they played very, very well for 3-on-4, honestly. I mean, took them over a minute and a half to score their first goal for underrated rookies. It took another minute or so to score the second. I mean, not easy defending 3v4 on any situation. So Misfits did a good job to hold them off for a rather low-scoring game, all things considered. And like I said, this is not even considering the fact that Death Toller is not warmed up yet, presumably. So still needs to find some rhythm, but now that they've at least had a chance to stop playing and reset for a minute or 2 here, that can be maybe just enough to get them some energy coming out of the tunnels here in the second round. But yes, see Dubs in the chat as well joining in. KBR Plays, welcome to it. Got trespassing. What's this new animation? Sick. Thanks. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, but that was my little thing I was working on as of the last several days or so. Not straight, obviously, but, you know, just tweaking here and there. I always get a little bit too perfectionist on the details, so it takes me forever to make even small things sometimes. But anyway, glad you like it. Adding some more things to the stream just here and there. I'll put in some timeout music as well just to kind of cut up the dead air a little bit. Small things like that, making more player cards as well, things like that into the stream. I think maybe for Season 3 I'll put out a form or something for people to submit some player card information maybe, because that would be very helpful. But anyways, over here in the first joust of round 2, neither team controlling it for all too long yet. Dark Arrow from up high will take it and invert himself before sending it through to the blue zone. It's going to bounce pretty close to the goal. Recovery here might be open just enough, but getting stunned. A second rebound here, same results. Nice job by Phlegm Enthusiast diving out on these cutting players, trying to rebound that disc and put it in. So defense looking good. Misfits trying to recover, and they're looking good on that end. So Death Toller here with a disc from the trench. You can see his head just looking back, looking forth, and trying to evade the defender. Really close proximity. And just the same again, this time Sphinx with the edge of the bubble defense. Doing a good job, not really allowing a lot of time for Misfits when they're catching these passes to really space out and find some easy open passes. That said, I think I cursed it a little bit because, well, Dark Arrow, he was covered for a little bit, but then just at the last couple seconds, suddenly found himself open. Nice recognition from Death Toller on the pass. So Death Toller doing some work. And there you go. It's going to be the first score going the way of Misfits. good for them. Good for them.
And we're underway.
But all right. And see Newton also in the chat. Welcome to it. And George the other. Where's the first George if you're the other one? I'm curious. I'm curious, George. Anyway, to the left and the orange side, that is, it's Grey Gazelle with a disc, sending it over to the right side, just missing the hands of YOLO Man on the midfield. But Flame Enthusiast, even deeper in the midfield, going to get that by the trench. So Flem sending it to the left tunnel. That's going to bounce off a couple different corners before finding the hands of Tammy. Tammy going high, and skying for it is Dark Arrow. So couldn't get the opportune angle, basically, at the goal, but ever reliable is Flame Enthusiast, deep in the back. And right up ahead to the cloud. Nice job by Dark Arrow, so now you can see on the side of Misfits, doing a good job on defense the same way underrated rookies were, where anytime you can force these longer passes or whenever they're going through, cutting off the receivers right out the outer edge of that bubble, basically just making sure that by the time that disc gets there, they have to make a choice. Either shield themselves to deny your stun or try and brawl you and probably miss the catch on the disc. I mean, that's the main point of the dive defense around the outer edge of bubble, right? Is that you're giving time, as a lot of time in the world here, all the time in the world for YOLO Man. But main point is you're kind of forcing receivers into a decision that's impossible, a catch-22, basically. They either miss the disc, or they catch the disc, but just lose it anyways because they're stunned and it goes bouncing a weird direction. So if you can get the timing right defensively around the bubble, the dives come very in handy for that. Not just from the goalie, but from everyone. Now, that said, a goalie there, it's Grey Gazelle, not able to save it, but just the same, the offense not able to make it. So 2 apiece here, as Death Toller sends it through that tunnel, and it's going to bounce high into the ceiling where the dive comes out from Flem. So Flem doing a great job, not just being a static goalie, but maybe an ecstatic goalie, because happy to get these grabs off the dives. Nice job just being mobile and not getting stuck in autopilot on defense. Can be easy to do sometimes, just watch the disc too much. Whereas sometimes, yeah, you really do want to dive. You do want to press the movement a little bit and be aggressive. That said, trying to be aggressive there on the stuns, on the boost as well. 2 players for Misfits getting back. And in the deep end, it's a Grey Gazelle again. Now, that pass is going to go off here to Death Toller. We've got 5:40 remaining in round 2. We've got a shot that's a little bit too far to the right side. A rebound, though, and going for the downside of the goal. But, well, not too much upside there, I guess. But they will try to get the disc right back on the bottom. And 5:26 left in this round. Still tied up. Lower scoring, but not slow-paced. It's pretty frantic across the floor. It's just the score is not going through is the only thing. But definitely not slow play by any stretch. It's just end-to-end. Fast, fast, fast. Now, Flem Enthusiast there, another clear attempt. But like I said, I think when you get into these situations, I mention it all the time, but one of the teams needs to just find a reset. Whoever gets control. Basically, anytime that you have players about to get to a loose disc, you already want the comms out. You already want someone positioned for a passing play. So, like, right there when Death Toller got the disc, his teammates should have been saying, 2 seconds before he even got there on the rebound, I'm on station, I'm on bow tie, I'm here, there, wherever. Point is, you're giving your teammates angles and areas to pass it to, so they know where to go well before they get the disc without having to look back and accommodate for the enemy, things like that. So the first team that is able to do that, get a couple of good passes off where they're just solidly positioned. Oh my goodness. The miss grab on that. The Sphinx is going to get the score. How unlikely is that, going 2.5 minutes without any points for either team? And then that one goes in. It's very tough because I'm pretty sure I know what happened there. I mean, obviously, the missed grab, but I'm pretty sure it's happened to all of us here and there where we're anchored down onto a geo or to the pole as an intercepted goal just misses. And we think we have enough clearance to grab the disc, but then it's just barely by a centimeter off of our fingertips. So we should have left the anchor, right? I've done that plenty of times, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. It's very frustrating and unfortunate when that happens, without a doubt. But, every now and then, you're liable to doing it. So That's the dangers sometimes of staying on an anchor. Nonetheless, though, Flem enthusiasts with a disc sending it off. Nice pass to Tammy. Tammy trying to get rid of it quickly because of the defense nearby. Dark Arrow getting that disc back, and now a clear. And just a lot of these clears back and forth, it seems like. But, you know, at this point, for underrated rookies, 3 minutes left. They're up by a few points. And based on the lower scoring pace of this game, if they can, like I said, slow it down and get just even one more goal, that honestly might be enough to win this match, just because there's not a lot of scoring attempts happening here, so much as just wayward clears and bounces, like you see it here again. And yeah, Mixed Gaming kind of saying the same thing. Like I said, not a guarantee, but just because of how low scoring it is, that's the idea, that really we might only see one or two more scores here, just based on the pace of the last 2 rounds. But you know, those things could always go wrong, and pace can change at a moment's notice. Happens a lot as well. So for all I know, in the next 2 minutes, you can have 6 scores made by either of these teams. I have no idea. To the cutter, though, it's Sphinx, and very important goal now as they go up by 5, 2 minutes left. We'll see how it plays out. But they're ahead by, at minimum, 2 goals. And when you only have, what, 4 or 5 goals scored in this round total? Or I think, yeah, 4. I mean, that's trouble. Because now, with less than 2 minutes, one team has to score a couple. And it's just not, you know, for the side of Misfits here, not really been going their way in terms of getting that rhythm back. And you got to wonder if partially maybe due to the lack of warm-up from, you know, not getting their 4th player on time and just putting them all off balance, you know, going in with one game plan and then having to start early. Those could always be rough situations. But even rougher, Tammy with a disc here. It's going to be rough because another goal is going to be scored. So now, regardless of what they do at this point, delay it, score it, I think underrated rookies are going to close this one out in a very significant match for them. You know, not guarantees that they're going to make it to the top 16 and not going to make it to the rookie finals, the cups, but you know, if they wanted to stay alive, they really did need to at least win this one and give themselves a good chance, or at least a non-zero chance, essentially. For Misfits, being that they were already kind of below the 140 MMR threshold, which is not an official thing, but it's just kind of a dimwee list kind of thing he made that has, you know, some statistical sense to it and such. So it's unlikely now the Misfits will be able to kind of make any sort of run here, even if they do add in a challenge match this week and get a couple more. Probably unlikely. Now for underrated rookies, making it ever the more likely with each passing point. And of course, points do count towards MMR, point differentials in matches. Not a lot, granted. It's a very small difference. But you still want every little advantage you can get, even if it's incredibly minor, decimal points, whatever. It still matters at the end of the day, so wanting to score as much as they can, and not able to do it one more time. So will be the second round ended, and off of what could have been a good shot there from Misfits. But yeah, that will conclude this series in a sweep, going in the favor of a blue team, underrated rookies. All right, so go to the score screen here, and quick note as well for anyone joining on Channel 1. Should have Wireless Jacks facing off against There Is No Team right now. Checking into that, let's see here. Yep, looks like it's on live. So currently in the second round, still 7 minutes left. A pretty important game for Wireless Jacks as well. I believe There Is No Team is going to be out of the race, but Wireless Jacks should still be in it, so they need their wins if they can. And like I said, same with underrated rookies here, getting their win. So credit to them, they made it happen with 2 successful rounds. You know, Misfits put up a good fight, especially in the first round, down 3 versus 4. Did some impressive things. But yeah, all along the way, it's just underrated rookies. They got too much momentum based off of that, I think, and they just weren't able, or for Misfits, they weren't able to ever really find any kind of footing. It was just kind of a strange rhythm for them, unfortunately, because of that awkward start situation, I think. But Either way, I mean, they've still been over the course of the season super impressive. I mean, like look at that, 9-10 on the record, so they will have one more loss at this point. But really, for again another rookie team coming into the silver division, still by all accounts, success here in season 1, in my opinion. For side of underrated rookies, they're gonna increase their win total now to 9-7, and yeah, just inching closer to the end of the week. We'll see how those rankings kind of play out. Always going to be interesting. But for the underrated rookies, it was 4 points for YOLO Man, 1 assist, 1 save. Flem Enthusiast with 5 points, an assist, 2 saves, and then 33 stuns. A lot of good midfield work from Flem. Credit to him. You had Sphinx there with 9 points, 2 assists, 21 stuns. You had Tammy with 2 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 24 stuns. So over to the side now of Misfits. It was a Dark Arrow putting together those 4 points, as well as 3 saves and 36 stuns. So nice stat line, all things considered. You know, doing a little bit of everything there as they could. It was 3 saves for Greg Zell. For Widow Girl, it was 1 assist, 22 stuns, and 3 steals. Then Death Toller putting in the 1 assist and 22 stuns. And of course, Novus, for the 32nd appearance or whatever it was, got a steal and 6 stuns before the 4th player had joined here, Death Toller, in round 1. But all right, so that will indeed do it for this stream, and that'll be it for today. I'm gonna send this raid over to channel 1 in just a second, and you can catch what is the last cast of the night here in VRML. Only a few matches on this Monday, so able to stream them all. Fine by me. But anyway, I've been Palidore. This has been VRML Season 2, Week 10. Thank you for joining us, all of you guys. George, Tammy, seeing you in there, Cyanide. You know, good games, everyone. Mixed gaming. Good mixed gaming. Dubs. Echo Tammy. Let's see, anyone else? Making sure I got everyone. Tom Wellings. And Chubby Asian. Who, me? And Newton. Trespassing. And I think that covers it all. KBR plays. There we go. We're probably good. All right, guys. Be happy, healthy, safe, and I'll see you again tomorrow.